Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rowan and you're watching Rowan Reads. So in this video, I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag, which basically is I answer a bunch of questions based off the books I have read so far this year. Even though it's a little past halfway through the year, I did still want to participate in this. And also, I did kind of mix up questions from a few of these I've seen. Like, there's a few questions in one video I watched that I couldn't really answer and didn't really apply to me, and then there were other ones that I just replaced those questions with. So it's just a mix of 16 questions. And before I get into answering the questions myself, I do want to say that all the questions are in the description box, so if you want to do this yourself. So the first question is the best book that I've read so far this year. And the best book I've read so far is Mile High by Liz Tomford. I absolutely fell in love with this book when I first read it. You can literally ask any of my friends. I literally sent voice message after voice message raving about this book after I was finished with it and while I was reading it. It was honestly it was so good. There was just something that stuck with me with that book and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's my top read so far. We'll see if it stays in the top 5 by the end of the year, which it probably will. But yeah. Question number 2 is the worst sequel that you've read this year. And for me, it was Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate. And don't get me wrong, the Salacious Players Club series, which is what this book's a part of, is one of my favorite series. I love Sarah Kate's writing, I love her books, I love everything about the series, but Highest Bidder was just a flop for me. Basically, there was a big plot line in this book that I could not get behind. It was really gross in my opinion. If you read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about. I just found it really, really gross. So question number 3 is your favorite reread so far. And I don't reread books. That's just a thing about me. I've only reread 2 books. One was a Wattpad book. And another one is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, which I did not reread this year. But what I'm counting as a reread is basically a book that I've annotated and I go back to it all of the time. And that is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I just love my annotations. I just love looking at this book, and plus with the show and stuff, I just absolutely have been paying a lot more attention to this book than I ever did when I first read it last year in July. So it's been a year since I read it, and I still will go back and just my annotations, I love them so much. I love the whole circling words and underlining them and little it's just so cute. So although I didn't technically reread it, I do go back and reread certain quotes and stuff that I wrote down, so I'm counting it as my favorite reread so far this year. Question number 4 is a genre you've been loving to read, and for me that is YA mystery thrillers. I do have a Good Girl's Guide to Murder series here with me to showcase this. And YA mystery thrillers have been a major genre that I've been attracted to since reading these, so this is my visual for this question. Question number 5 is a new release you haven't read yet but want to, and let me tell you, I'm so excited for this one because I literally just got back from the store and I bought this book there, and I've been so excited and I put off getting it because it's only in hardcover, but I had to because it's Happy Place by Emily Henry. And Emily Henry is my queen. I read Beach Read and Book Lovers, and I plan on reading this. I haven't read People We Meet on Vacation yet, but I really do plan to. I just haven't seen the greatest stuff about it. I either see people really liking it or really hating it, and no in between. So it makes me nervous, but I have a feeling I'll like it. I'm really not picky when it comes to books, but I've seen nothing but good stuff about Happy Place, and I'm so excited to read it. The cover is gorgeous, and not only that, even without the dust jacket, I'm not a big fan of yellow, but that is so cute. I don't know, this cover and these colors and vibes of this book just radiate Emily Henry. She's so cute. I love her so much. She's just so cute and I love her, and I'm so excited to read this book. Question number 6 is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year. So for me, that is Madam by Sarah Kate, which is going to be the last book in the Salacious Players Club series, and is going to follow Eden, which I'm super excited for because throughout the whole books she has popped up and she's like a queen, and I love her so much. Like, the little pieces of her I got in Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate like made me want her book even more, and I'm so excited. And I have a feeling who like her little love interest is going to be, because we got little sprinkles in Highest Bidder, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this book. I think it comes out in November, if I'm not mistaken. Also, honorable mention is also Antihero by Sarah Kate as well, which I think comes out pretty soon because the cover has been revealed for that book, but the cover hasn't been revealed for Madam, so I think Antihero is going to be released before that. Nevertheless, I'm so excited. Question number 7 is your biggest disappointment so far. So basically a book that I thought I was going to like, but I really didn't. And for me, this is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I had high expectations for this book, which was probably the first red flag, but I did not like this book. I think I rated it 3 stars. Honestly, I don't really know, to be honest, but like it's probably more like a 2 star, so might have to change this rating because it's been a long time since I read it, and I just don't care for it. I didn't hate it, and I would still recommend it to someone, but it's just not a memorable book for me. I felt like I've seen a lot of Lucy Foley love, like with her books and stuff, so when I saw this and I picked it up, I was super excited because I've seen this talked about a lot, and it just didn't hit for me. I didn't like it. It's like a mystery thriller as well, but it's more like a new adult mystery thriller, so like I don't know if I'm just more a YA person when it comes to that genre or what, but I didn't like this one that much. The question number 8 is the biggest surprise so far, which is I guess the opposite, like a book that I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy, but I ended up loving it, and that is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. Just this entire trilogy in general. Like, I haven't finished the 3rd book, which I know a lot of people did not like the ending of that book, which I have no idea what it is, but I do know that I've seen so much about people not liking how the 3rd book ended, which I'm nervous for, but like the first 2 books that I've read and like the quarter of the 3rd book that I've read so far, I've absolutely been eating it up. I love this series so much, and the reason it was like a really big surprise for me is because like I started this book and I was not liking the way it was. Like, I was confused, like I wasn't sure what was going on with Mara. Like, I really was just like, this girl is just crazy. That's all I could like think about, and I'm like, what the hell happened? And then I was so invested in what's happening with these characters. So this was definitely the biggest surprise, and I'm so happy. I loved it. Question number 8 is a book that made you happy, and for me that is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. Yeah, this book, I like could not stop like giggling, blushing, like whatever it was. Like, I usually don't have like verbal or like visible reactions when I'm reading books. This book brought them out of me. Like, every time I've wanted to jump around and scream over every book I've ever read, it came out during reading this one, because I could not stop just like gushing over this couple and their banter and everything they said to each other. Like, Dante Russo, he's wonderful. I love him. There's just something about a man who hates everyone but the female main character. That is just it's just so great, and it makes me so happy. And yeah, this book, I don't think a smile left my face even during like the bad parts, because I just knew that everything was going to be fine in the end, and that is the best part about romances, because usually no matter what happens, you're still have a happy ending, and I absolutely devoured that. There's just something so beautiful about just a good romance, and this was that for me. This book made me very happy. So question number 10 is the most beautiful book cover you have received or bought. And for me, this was really hard to find because honestly, one, I don't remember the books I've bought this year, And two, the ones I do remember buying, they don't really have that beautiful of a cover, but I do remember getting this one around my birthday this year. So it is Burn the Bodies Down by Rory Power. I haven't read this book yet, but this cover is like so gorgeous. I love like the colors and everything. Like I'm obsessed with it, and I think it's really gorgeous. So this is, I think, the prettiest cover that I have of a book that I've bought this year. Question number 11 is your favorite book to movie / show adaptation. And this one for me is also Daisy Jones and the Six, but even though The Summer I Turned Pretty didn't come out this year, I would have to say I did like The Summer I Turned Pretty more, which I really wish it counted for this year, but this is the only one I know about that has come out this year. So I was gonna say Daisy Jones and the Six again. I did really enjoy that TV show adaptation, and I sobbed a lot, but I'm really excited for The Summer I Turned Pretty season 2. Question number 12 is my new favorite author, whether they were debut or if it's just new to me, which for me I said Casey Keene because I started working through her backlist and I got through a lot of her books. The first series I read by her was Emerson You last year, which I fell in love with, and then I also read the Featherstone Academy series and I fell in love with that, and I'm just really excited to continue reading the rest of her books. Question number 13 is your newest fictional crush, and we're bringing back The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer because I have fallen in love with Noah Shaw, which is like the male love interest in the series. I'm literally so in love with him. Yeah. That's all I have to say. The art class scene, if you know, you know. That, he's so beautiful. Question number 14 is your newest favorite character, and other than Noah Shaw, this is Luna Steele for me, which is the main female character in the first 3 books of the Featherstone Academy series by Casey Keene, and I fell in love with her. She's like just a very strong female character, and I fell in love with her. I just love women with weapons. But yes, I love her and everything she stands for and how she treats her family and friends, and I love her. So question number 15 is a book that made you cry. The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith absolutely made me cry. This book has very heavy topics, and it was a roller coaster ride for me with emotions. Like, this book is just beautiful. It's beautifully written, and yeah, I loved this book. It was a 5-star read for me. It made me cry a lot. I definitely feel like this is a very important book for people to read if they can. Check trigger warnings. Like, definitely don't want to put anyone in a bad situation when they read this book, but just like it was just really good. It was really good. Question number 16 is what books you need to read by the end of the year. And I don't really need to read any books by the end of the year, but these are just a few books off my physical TBR that I really would love to read by the end of the year. So we have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, which I did start annotating, but I literally got to like chapter 3. The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, which I have started to read, but I've been in the same spot for years. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and A Little Life by this author. And that was the last question in the mid-year freakout tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.